I would like to dedicate today's episode on the power of coaching to all the wonderful coaches I have worked with over the last few years and the amazing clients I have had the privilege to also work with. Recently, I realized after an interview that coaching is something that I haven't shared much in this podcast. Why it matters so much. Why do I do this as a living? Why is it such a wonderful profession? Or in general, why is it so wonderful to work with coaches? I walk my talk. I have worked with coaches pretty much nonstop since I began my coaching business, and it has changed my life and it has changed my business. So I feel it's something that is amazing, really, really amazing. And I'm not just saying this to sell myself. Sure, want to work with me, a coach, write me a message, but in general to sell coaching and why coaching is so great. I also have a huge network of coaches, so if ever you want to work with a coach on a specific theme, probably I could put you in touch with someone, just saying. Anyway, why is coaching so amazing? First of all, coaching is the opportunity to actually have someone from the outside that's not judging you, that doesn't know you as well as everyone else, to help you to see new perspectives. So if you're feeling stuck at some point in your life, or if you've lost a motivation, or if you don't know what you're doing or where you're going in your business, sure, you could hire a mentor and someone that tells you all the exact steps and what to put in place. But where a coach is different is they will help you through their questioning, their feedback, different tools, maybe some NLP, to actually see what's going on. So instead of just half listening to you and telling you, now, why don't you try XYZ? They will fully listen to you, ask you that one deep question where you go, boo, and then you have a huge epiphany and shift everything in your world. I can remember, and literally gives me shivers to remember times where my coaches have said something or asked me a question and everything inside me just shifted. And I remember this years later. This isn't small stuff. This is super, super powerful. The reason why a lot of people are reluctant to coaching is actually because it's so powerful. And you need to be willing to go there, to look at what's going on, to look at those excuses and those beliefs that are maybe holding you back from progressing, to acknowledge what's going on. And this will help you to find the clarity. It'll help you to shift how you think, how you act. It will support you in being aligned with your decisions. Let's look at an example. So let's say we have this business owner, Adam. And Adam is feeling really stuck in his business right now. He's not clear where he's going. He's not clear of his future steps. And he feels like he's tried everything, but nothing is working. What would happen if Adam went to see a coach? The first thing is Adam would start saying everything that's going on. He'd say like, this is going and I'm getting stuck here and I've tried a million strategies and nothing is working, etc. Now, while he's doing this, the coach will start to notice some patterns. They might start to notice that he's regularly saying, well, I can't do this, or I'm not good at marketing, for example. So there's some beliefs that need to be reframed. Or they might notice his energy in general. It feels low in motivation, low energy. So how is he taking care of his energy management or his time management? They might pick up on how he relates or how he collaborates with his partners. He might say, this partner in my work I'm not happy with him, or we don't have a good relationship. And so the coach will essentially start to notice all these different elements that Adam, is literally in the business, can't see. For him, it's all just a mess, right? Either there's lack of time, low energy, not clear on his direction, these people at work that are frustrating, and for him, it's all just a mess together. And the coach will start to pick the elements out and address them. Okay, you mentioned your relationship with this person at work. What's going on here? And then you will discuss that situation and come to a conclusion or a way of moving things forward. And then, okay, it feels to me like your energy is maybe a bit low. How are you taking care of yourself? What energy practices do you have? Boom, boom, boom. Then, sounds to me like you're very overwhelmed. How are you taking care of your time? How are you managing things in your life? What sort of time management and productivity systems do you have in place? And you just take out all of these things and separate them. So it's not just all tied together, but we address each one of them in time. It's really fun. I love coaching because then things start to feel more clear. You think, oh yeah, I'd been ignoring this, or I hadn't realized I had this limiting belief. So Adam might suddenly think, yeah, it's true. I do keep saying that I hate marketing, for instance. Okay. And then the coach challenges that. Is this something, that you want to continue doing? And basically, if Adam says that he does want to continue marketing, then how can he shift his perspective around it? Or if it's something he wants to stop, then what action steps can he put in place to start to delegate marketing, to start to have someone else do it? The magic of coaching comes down to a combination of very powerful listening on a level that most people don't. So this means that if it's a problem you've already shared with family or with friends, you might not have had the result that you wanted because someone didn't listen to you as in depth. Then really deep, powerful questions. And I'll put in the show notes a link to the episode with Mark Champagne on questioning, the author of Personal Socrates, who wrote a whole book on why questions are so important and how they could change our lives. And also feedback, because coaches will see things from the outside. And they're not locked in your world. They're not locked in your story. And so that's how you can have this sort of mirror and this outside reflection. And it really changes the way you look at everything. Over the years, as I've been working with different coaches, it has changed my life and business tremendously. And I feel I can share with you some of the examples in which it has changed my life. Because I think, I can use the podcast to share amazing testimonials of all my clients, but you can also see that on LinkedIn. You can also see the videos on my websites or YouTube. I like to share with you some personal stories as to how I feel it has deeply, deeply transformed me and changed me. One example happened not so long ago when one of my coaches challenged me. And she asked me, who would you lose if you reached your goal? And what would you lose if you reach your goal? Now, I'm aware of these types of questions because I ask them as a coach. But when someone asks them to you, something changes. And then you're aware that part of the reason you're not reaching your goal is because you would lose something. And that something can be as strange as the past vision you have of yourself or your identity. Again, I did a whole episode on identity work and how to shift that. But basically what it comes down to is if you see yourself in a certain light and then you reach your goal and you become this other person, your ego inside is saying, I don't know who this person is. It freaks out. Thinks, what? No, all along you were this person who was lazy and lay on the couch and now you're running a marathon? I can't cope with this. And it's the same. So it's like your nervous system and your whole identity and your ego can't adapt to the new person. So these types of questions, when your coach says, what do you lose or who do you lose when you reach your goal? And of course you can adapt to the specific goal. That just changes everything in your mind. And this is just one example of one question in one coaching session. After a whole hour of the coaching, sometimes I'm like in a daze for a whole week. Everything inside me shifts. I think differently about everything. My perspective is different. I feel more peace inside. And everything starts to shift around me in my business and my life, and opportunities start to pour in and things start to change because you become a different person and you respond differently to the external challenges. So this is just one small way in which coaching has literally changed my life. And also, I wouldn't be here talking on the podcast if it hadn't been for coaching and me discovering coaching. And yeah, I just say, if you haven't tried coaching again, definitely give it a try. And find a coach with who you relate. Find a coach that you feel you have a good vibe. Either it's a certain topic you want to work on, whether it's business or health or relationships or life. And then just see someone you feel comfortable with, someone that you enjoy the talk, the energy, the presence, and that you feel you can open up to and be vulnerable with, because this is super important. This is how I choose my coaches. And yeah, it's a wonderful journey, and it's truly is life changing. This is why I wanted to share the episode on the power of coaching. And I really do not care if it's me as a coach or one of my friends as a coach or someone I've never met before. The other side of the world is great. Just find a coach that you want to work with to work on these things, because we can all benefit from working with a coach. It truly is life-changing, transformative, and amazing. So I hope you enjoyed today's episode on the power of coaching. I'm super passionate about coaching. It's such an amazing field. Wonderful. Could do 10 episodes on it. Hope you enjoyed it. Please share with a friend, family member, someone that you think it could benefit. And let me know in a review, in a comment on YouTube or on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. I always love to have feedback and see what is most useful for you. And it also gives me ideas as to future shows or what else I could talk about that you would find useful. So thank you for tuning in today, and talk soon. Bye.